Well, I've come back to my hometown. We're here in Whitby, and we're gonna take this truck for a drive for 2 weeks. We have a load of steel going to Fort Worth, Texas. That's kind of it, we can hit the road. Typical AI behavior. It's frustrating. You know, it's like disrespectful even. Can't wait to go back to Prague. I'm done feeling sorry for myself. But I gotta say, after this trip, I love driving truck. But I kinda started to see some of the reasons I left. Hello, and welcome to another episode of SCS On the Road. My name is Mark, and I'm currently here in Whitby, Ontario. Now, as many of you might know, I drove truck for 14 years before about a year and a half ago, where I moved to Prague in the Czech Republic to work for SCS Software. Well, I've come back to my hometown. We're here in Whitby, and we're gonna take this truck for a drive for 2 weeks. You guys are gonna get to ride along with me and experience the ups and downs, the highs and lows of driving truck. So for those of you that have been playing American Truck Simulator and ever thought about maybe getting your CDL, this is the video for you. You're gonna get to see what it's all about, and maybe you'll get to see why I left trucking, or maybe you'll fall right in love with it. So let's get started. I'm gonna do something a little different. Since I don't have a video maker with me and I'm currently using an action camera, I'm gonna strap you guys to my head. So I'm gonna go switch cameras or switch mounts right quick, and let's get started. We'll go do a pre-trip, do our paperwork, and hit the road. We have the truck here ready to go. We gotta do our pre-trip inspection now. So first things first, let's pop the hood, check some fluids. Let's get a paper towel there so we can check the oil. Some rag, perfect. So we're a little bit below the add line. We're due for an oil change soon anyways, so it's okay. General check, everything looks good, hoses look good, everything in here. This is where you really want to look, especially bottom of the rim there and the tire, if you see any fluid leaking there. Outside is good too. Normally I'd pop the hub covers off, check the fluid, but actually we had it off the other day. We were messing around with the truck, but everything on this side, no problem, no leaks, everything's clean, everything's dry. That's what we want to see. The belt's good shape, nice and tight. No worries on this side. Same thing, everything's dry, no fluids leaking. This is just a little bit of crown, nothing to worry about. Same thing on this side, nothing, no oil, nothing coming out of the hubs here on the inside. Washer fluid's topped up. That's kind of it. I mean, that's all you can really do on your typical daily pre-trip. So, now that we know our fluids are good, we can start the engine up, check the lights and stuff. So the heater has been running. We have a auxiliary diesel-fired engine heater. I would normally never start the truck unless that heater has been running. Obviously, sometimes you don't have a choice, but usually that heater right here, that will get the engine warm. Bueno, let's throw the lights on. And the four-ways. Go do our check. So while we're doing the light check, we can also come around and check other things as well. So again, I'm just looking for any moving part. Shouldn't have any problems. So the cab airbags don't have any cracks in them, no holes, no pin leaks. The shocks don't have any fluid leaking out of them. Airlines are off the deck. Those are all secure. I hooked it up myself. I know they're good already. Nothing's banging against the back of the cab here. Everything is secure. Tires will give them a kick. I'm a firm believer that kicking doesn't do nothing. You can tell more from a visual inspection, but DOT wants a kick, DOT gets a kick. Whole frame looks good. Bungees are in, so the wood won't come flying out. Oil in the hubs looks good. If one of these tires was down, doesn't matter inside or outside, there'd be a great big bubble there. You know, anything that looks wet, especially on the inside of those rims there, that's when you know you got a problem for sure. Lights are all good. Look at how shiny she is. Now our straps, we can kind of check here. We can just kind of push on them. If this was loose, it would actually kind of wiggle a little bit. All right, let's hop up in the trailer here. Nice and slippery on the deck plate. We have a load of steel going to Fort Worth, Texas. Now, you guys probably have some questions, especially some of you European folks, about why it is loaded the way it's loaded and why it's secured the way it's secured. I have very little control over the loading. When they come in here with the crane, and whoever was in here with this load, they kind of slap the steel down wherever they want. And if you get a real nice loader, he'll work with you. And if you get a real grumpy loader, he'll mess it right up. So this is what we got. Each one of these bundles is about 10,000. That one's about 5,000. Oh, sorry, there's two there, so 5,000 on each of those. So we've opted to use straps instead of chains on this particular load. This steel, not sharp at all. This is all it's finished steel, we call it. So you don't even need those corner protectors, but the reason we use the corner protectors on this edge is because when you're tightening with that ratchet underneath, right? So you're actually kind of pulling that strap this way, and you want it to slide as easily over this corner as possible. This side you don't care about, because you actually kind of want to pull that steel closer together. But on this side, you'll actually end up kind of pulling down on the bundle, but you actually want it to slide nicely, right? So that's why we use the corner protectors just on the outside on this side. And you're probably thinking, oh no, Mark, there's nothing keeping you from sliding forward and into the back of the cab. And that's true, except friction. Friction, this is called friction securement. So the whole point here is you're pulling the steel down onto the lumber, and that's what's gonna keep it from sliding forward. Now, these straps aren't touching this center piece of steel, but that one is on that bundle, and it's secured, so it's secured, plus it's being pinched together by everything, so I'm not worried about it at all. To me, this is a perfectly secure load. We have like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 straps on it. So yeah, that's our load. We'll go through, we'll give the straps a little kick on this side, make sure they're all good. Load's good to go, trailer's good to go, tarp's nice and tight. Almost got stuck inside. I just realized I never went on duty on my logbook. So this is the logbook. We can use it through an iPad, or I can use it through a mobile phone. So when I'm ready to go on duty, I sit on duty. So technically, I should have been on duty the last 15 minutes. I can actually edit it, and we're good to go on this front. So now let's get our paperwork checked and ready here. Our load sheets and everything here. My fingers are frozen. My writing is gonna be terrible. So this is a company requirement, technically sort of a DOT requirement as well. We have to keep track of the loads we do and all that stuff. This we need for the IFTA, the fuel tax reporting. So it shows our start when we enter a state, when we leave the state, and the mileage for that state, and then it decides how much fuel tax we have to pay. And we put all our fuel purchases here too, so they can keep track of where you buy your fuel and how much tax you paid for that fuel, etc. That's kind of it. We can hit the road. Hey, you're not supposed to do that. Come on, there you go. So we're gonna pull off in the service center here. As you can see, the weather has turned much worse, but we've made it to the far side of Toronto. We're just coming into Cambridge. So yeah, we're just gonna stop in here real quick, check the straps, kick the tires, make sure everything is all still good. Grab our load bar here. Oh yeah, she's tight. So that blocking we did in between the bundles, if you guys remember from the pre-trip, that makes a big difference, because if you don't block it, them bundles will tighten up as you're going down the road. This one could take another, maybe? Nope. Disclosure, I would never keep my boxes dirty. Someone else was pulling this trailer. They made a mess. So that's it. So I'm gonna run in, grab a coffee. All right, so we got our coffee. Yeah, weather's kind of turned a little sour. It's not too bad. We're definitely gonna see worse on the way down to Texas once we cross the border. But I'm gonna take it easy. We're gonna stop in London at the Flying J there, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys then. We'll, I don't know, grab a bite to eat, check everything out again. See you then. Stay frosty. So we're just coming up to the exit for the Flying J here, so I'm gonna kick off the cruise and start slowing down here. We are done at the Flying J. They were doing a ton of construction in there, so no hot food. And I had to wait like 20 minutes to get my customs paperwork. So no time to get anything at Denny's, which is still open. But instead, we have, let's see what we got here. We have a nice healthy bag of chips and some beef jerky. Yeah, so we got across the border okay. We laid a few miles down. It's currently 10 o'clock. I'm gonna get out and do a post trip. Now, by law, you only have to do a pre-trip. A pre-trip is all fine and dandy, but let's say I got a flat tire right now. Well, if I just go straight to bed and I wake up in the morning, I do my pre-trip and I find a flat tire, okay, that's good. I found a flat tire before going down the road. But now I gotta wait for the service truck to come and change that tire. Whereas right now, if I go and find a flat tire, I can call the service truck right now and get it done now, and that saves me wasting time in the morning. So let's go outside, take a little walk around the truck. So I'm not exactly parked in a parking spot. I'm kind of just against the curb here, which is better for me because it means there's no idling trucks beside me keeping me up all night. Making your own parking spot against the curb, owner-operator choice for sure. So let's take a little walk around the truck, check the tires, everything looks good. Maybe take a gander at the load real quick here. I don't slip and fall and break my neck, he said, right before falling and slipping and breaking his neck. Everything looks good. I know I look a little surprised, but there was a couple things I expected to not move. These little blocks that we put here, usually they don't stay standing. These ones almost fell down, but the rest of them stayed up, which is good. Cool, so everything looks good there. Let's hop out. Everything's looking good. Lights are good. Tires are good. So yeah, everything's looking good. So I'm gonna run inside, brush my teeth, grab a bottle of water, maybe a little chocolate bar before I brush my teeth. No, I shouldn't.
Good morning, and welcome to day 2 of our trip to Fort Worth, Texas. I was just checking the logbook. We have about 45 minutes or so left before we can start driving. So this is a 48-inch sleeper. It's quite small. The bed itself is only 28 inches wide. You get a shelf here, closet here, little buttoned up cover. Door to the outside over here with a little, same thing, a little cover. Another little storage cubby, another little storage cubby. One on that side too, and that's it. That's the entire cab, pretty much. I got 40 minutes or so left to burn, so I'm gonna run inside the truck stop. I'll bring this camera with me, and we'll go through the motions of getting ready in the morning as a truck driver. Got our bag of garbage here. We're gonna throw that out because we're not slobs. Ooh, it's icy. It's a really nice morning. Look at that. Laundry facilities. Showers down that way, convenience store over there, washrooms, massaging chairs, little cinema, about what I expected. So we're all done here at the truck stop. We do have breakfast, energy drink, a piece of cheese, and some peanut butter crackers. I miss Europe. Sun's coming up, so we'll do our pre-trip real quick here and hit the road.
going on. Guys on the CB saying different things. Some guys saying it's okay after this. Other guys are saying that it's stop and go all the way to Louisville. I was keeping an eye on the traffic, and it was supposed to be good. Everything was green or yellow, no red like this. And it is what it is. We've stopped here about 5 minutes now. You can see the snow already accumulating on the road here. A couple of them got tangled up. Still, there's a lane open here. So why were we stopped? Whatever. Typical AI behavior. Well, since nobody's been moving for a while, these roads are going to be slick now. Usually when the cars keep driving and the trucks keep driving, it kind of keeps the road a little bit dry. But now, since nobody's really been driving on it, this is going to be slick. So I'm not really interested in super trucking here. I'm just going to take it easy and we'll see how it goes. Oh, I hope it's not under construction inside. So we're gonna get a little bit of go juice here, check out the truck, clean it off, all that fun stuff. You guys can come for the ride. Oh, it's gonna be cold. All right. Now that we're done fueling, we can go park and then go inside, get our receipt, have lunch. Never stay at the pumps when you go inside to get your receipt because that's just ignorant. We're all done lunch here, and we got our fuel receipts, so make sure we hand those in for the fuel tax reporting and also for the income taxes. We're just getting ready to take off here. The weather is not improving. It is the same still. One guy has already gotten stuck over here, but we should be okay here to get out, so we're gonna go hit the road. So yeah, we had some ice on the grill, so we shook that off and opened up the winter front a little bit. I got some hope. I've seen some trucks pull in here that look pretty clean, which hopefully means the weather going south is just rain, and this slush and all that will clean up in a little while. So as you can see, there's no more snow. We got out of the snow there about the state line. Well, even before that it was raining, but the snow, even on the ground, went away by the state line there in Tennessee. So never a good sign when you see guys already parked in the driveway here. But we're just gonna stop right here real quick and see if we can figure out what's going on with the logbook and how much time I really have left. So we got hour 23 of driving still. But while I'm here, what I'm gonna do is take off the winter front, because you can see it's 55 degrees Fahrenheit now, quite warm. So no need to be running this anymore. I noticed the pyro getting hot again on the hills, so we'll just get rid of it. wash tomorrow, we'll wash that. Okay, so it's Monday morning now. We have already done our pre-trip. We only have about 9 hours of driving to do, 8.5, 9 hours of driving. But we have to deliver at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. So we want to get there early so that we can wake up in the morning and not make the E-Log all angry. We're all good to go. We got 3/4 tank of fuel. Yeah, we're gonna hit the road. We're gonna try and stop in Little Rock. There's a truckomat there. They have a machine that goes down the length of the trailer with roller brushes on it, and that leaves a really nice kind of finish on the trailer. The rims, the tanks, the steps, they look a little dirty, but the paint itself is pretty clean. So it doesn't need a wash, but we're probably gonna get a wash anyways. Why not? We got the time. So yeah, let's hit the road. We're here at the Truckomat in Little Rock. We just got done getting a wash here, and truck's looking pretty good. We got a load already out of Jackson to come back, so as soon as we're unloaded, we can start boogieing that way unless something else comes in. Really anymore, there's not a lot coming out of Texas. Going back to Canada, that pays that well, and usually we get better price coming out of Jackson than we do in Texas, and you get to run part way home empty to save on fuel. So we'll know more by 5 o'clock today when we get in contact with dispatch what we're doing tomorrow. It's not like American Truck Simulator. There's no fancy load board with lots of options for pickups. It's pretty much whatever your dispatcher comes up with. Our dispatcher's pretty good. She'll grab something that pays good. She's not going to put you with cheap freight or anything like that. So yeah, wherever she tells us to go, that's where we go. Okay. So it was a pretty eventful drive on the way down. We got into some snow and some ice, but all in all, it was a pretty good trip. I think no real problems, no breakdowns. The truck is working good. Everything's working good. I slept last night just at a truck stop literally around the corner. So in the morning, I didn't do a pre-trip. I just woke up, drove the truck over here, got unloaded. Guys here at Norton Metals, super thankful to them. I actually showed up an hour late for my appointment because I slept right through my alarm. But they got us unloaded, no problem. Very nice guys. So yeah, let's go through the pre-trip, and then we'll hit the road right in time for rush hour in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Like so. Get that hood open. We're down just a little bit. Yeah. Everything's good. Safety latch right now. Indicators working. Lights are all good. Lights are all good. Tires are all looking good. I gave him a good kick this morning. Everything's looking good. Quite dirty though. Everything's good. Oil level in the hubs is good. Yeah, everything's looking A-okay. So we're all empty now. We have a pretty easy day ahead of us today. We have an empty trailer. We're going to Jackson, Tennessee to pick up a load, I believe. Yeah, first things first, let's, before we do anything, we got to give our dispatcher a call and find out what we're doing. All right, what are we getting? Or where are we going, I should say?
Are you going to Gerdau, Jackson?
Yep.
It's, your pickup appointment's tomorrow at 8 a.m.
Okay.
And it's going to Crawford Metals in Burlington, deliver Friday.
Cool. So 8 a.m. tomorrow, that's Central or Eastern? Central, right?
Central.
Awesome. Okay, cool. I'm gonna start heading. Hello. Welcome back. So I know I said I would check in with you guys last night, but I was on a phone call with my buddy Kyle Adams, and then I realized I was actually running out of hours on my logbook. So I ran out of hours on my 14-hour window. And I wasn't able to get even into Tennessee. I had to stop in Brinkley, Arkansas, probably one of the dirtiest truck stops ever. I couldn't trust the food in there, you know, and I went to bed hungry and I woke up hungry, and I didn't stop until after Memphis to get a bite to eat, but here we are. So yeah, so pretty easy deal here. The mill's just at the end of this road here, so gonna come in nice and slow. Basically, we're gonna have to come through a security gate first. At that security gate, we'll stop on the scale, and they'll weigh us in for our empty weight. And they do this because they need to know how much the steel weighs. I mean, they know how much the steel weighs, but they need to know on the truck. So you do an empty weight and a loaded weight, and then everyone knows nobody's getting scammed, and no truck driver can say, "Oh, you overloaded me," or whatever, right? So yeah, when we get to the scale there, I'll have to get out of my truck, put on all my PPE, my personal protective equipment, which is going to be long sleeves, which will just be my jacket, hard hat, safety glasses, chin strap for the hard hat, because that's really important. If a 10,000 pound bundle of steel falls on you, you got to have your chin strap. And steel toe boots, of course, which I'm always wearing. So yeah, no lineup. That's good. Very good. So we're just gonna pull up here. Just gonna idle onto the scale here nice and slow. And that rear wheel is on. We're good. Okay. So we're gonna pull up here, and to the left, this is kind of the setup area. And we're gonna go through the mill there in one of those bays. Let's go set up the trailer. Again. So this one is really nice. There's no triangles to deal with. It's all built right into the side of the trailer. So this little nub right here is gonna flip up, and that's it. Throw the handle back so we don't lose it somewhere. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. And that's it. We're all set up to load. So now we're just gonna sit here and wait until we get called. I gotta turn off my camera inside. I can't have my camera running inside. So we'll check in once I got the steel on the trailer, give you guys a little update to how it went, and we'll strap the load down together. Okay, so we're all done getting loaded, and once again, Gerdau did not disappoint. They took what could be a very nice, very easy load, and they've just made a mess of it. So let me show you guys what I mean. There's just no reason for this. These giant spaces between the bundles. Like ideally I want to have blocking in there so that when I chain or strap, I'm pinching it all together. I can't do that. I don't have enough blocking to do it. This is the kind of thing I'm talking about when I talk about the highs and lows in trucking. So it's like every load, what's an easy load turns into just this. So it's gonna take me a half an hour, 45 minutes to chain down this load, which should take me 10 minutes if it was done properly. It's frustrating. You know, it's like disrespectful even. So can't wait to go back to Prague. I'm done feeling sorry for myself. Now we're up here in the trailer, and we're gonna have to find some solution with how to chain this down. We can't use straps, that's out of the question. So we're gonna have to use chains, not straps. We're gonna have to choke this bundle for sure. We're gonna have to choke those bundles for sure. I don't know what we're gonna do about this 40 foot, how we're gonna secure that. Since these are all the same height, they could have done the 40 down the middle, 3 of these on either side, and this on top. And I could have just chained over or strapped over top, no problem. So we just finished strapping and chaining down. It was kind of a pain. I had to physically move some of the bundles together and then block them all, and it was just really a sloppy loading job by them. So we had to fix it and do the best with what we had. So now we're gonna go scale out. Once we scale out, we'll pull over somewhere and send our paperwork to our dispatch so they can start doing the customs clearance. All right, so we are currently here at a Love's Truck Stop in Tennessee. This is kind of the type of day in trucking where you start to, for a guy like me, I start to remember why maybe I don't like trucking so much. You start counting every minute that you spend chaining down, every minute you spend sending paperwork, every minute you spend at the truck stop getting a bite to eat. And you're thinking, man, every minute I'm here is a mile I could be farther down the road. And it gets kind of stressful and it's hard to relax, really. You know, it really gets to you. Let's go take a look at the load real quick. We can see kind of what I did to fix it. I ended up sliding these bundles over by hand because we have a 4,500 pound bundle here and two 4,500 pound bundles here, and of course this one's right in the center. So trying to move some of the weight this way. I've got the chain choking all these bundles together to kind of lock them in tight. Strap going under and over to put the pressure down on this one, friction securement, and a second one as well right there. And then one just going over top of everything. So I've done the same thing at the front and at the back of this front row of bundles. So this one, we just choked these two, and then just straps over top. This 40, I'm not worried about it going nowhere. These I'm not worried about going nowhere since they're tight to the 40. Everything's got the vertical blocking in there. So I still would have liked to have these tighter with some more blocks in here, but it is what it is. And then for these ones, I got the two chokers plus the ones going over top. So no DOT man in the world would ever consider this insecure as far as I'm concerned. And of course we got our corner protectors in there because this steel is not sharp, but it's kind of rough and jagged, and with the strap pulling on it, it could damage the strap a little bit, damage the fibers on the strap. So yeah, other than kind of having a bad day loading and breaking that line there for the auto greaser, everything's going good. We're gonna hit the road here and I'll check in with you guys other side of Nashville probably. So we are back and we are just south of Elizabethtown. So we didn't make it as far as we wanted to, but I was feeling a little tired. I know I said I was going to try and calm down and chill out a little bit, but I ended up running hammer down all the way up 65. We got into some real bad traffic in Nashville there, as you guys probably saw. And yeah, once I hit 65, I was just, I was going for it. But I gotta say, after this trip, I think I'll be looking forward to getting back to SCS Software and working on American Truck Simulator, Euro Truck Simulator, and Driving Academy. You know, I love trucking. I love driving truck. But I kind of starting to see some of the reasons I left, for sure. Really missing my girlfriend right now, Romana, who is, she's been at SCS Software longer than I have, actually. You can actually hire her as a driver in the game as well. Really looking forward to getting back and seeing her, seeing my colleagues. Looking forward to getting back to the office. You know, it's a really great environment at SCS Software, and especially coming from truck driving, going from kind of being alone and living in this steel box to you know, having a really warm, welcoming office with so many great colleagues, talented colleagues. Now, this is me saying this after 14 years of truck driving, right? I'm sure there's guys out there that have been working in an office for 14 years who are like, man, I just want to get out on the open road and be my own boss and just listen to music and drive all day. And I totally respect that, 100%. Maybe in 14 years at SCS Software, I'll want to get back to trucking. But right now, I'm having a lot of fun, but definitely really looking forward to getting back to Prague and seeing my girlfriend. I got a picture of her actually up here. I don't know if you guys noticed that earlier, but yeah, really looking forward to getting back. So we'll see you guys tomorrow for our hopefully easy day, and yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night. So yeah, pretty typical day for us. Yeah, across the border with no issues, and yeah, now we're here in Ayr, Ontario. So yeah, we'll stick to the plan. We're gonna go inside, brush our teeth, use the washroom, get some snack, maybe. Come back out, go to bed, wake up around 7, go up the hill, get the oil changed, and head to our delivery. And then we'll get in touch with dispatch and figure out what the next step is, what we're doing for next week. We can't do what they call cabotage, which means we can't go to the US with a load and then drop that load and then pick up another load in the US and deliver it somewhere in the US. And once we deliver a load in the US, we have to come back to Canada. Now we can pick up a load to come back to Canada, but we gotta go back to Canada. If I had a work visa and the company's registered down there, then yeah, I could do that, but I don't have a work visa for the US. We're gonna go to bed now and we'll check in with you in the morning. We'll see you then. Okay, so we are here at Crawford Metals. Already been an interesting day. We just saw a truck driver hit another trailer in here, which makes the third collision I've seen in 2 days. Pretty minor, but still some damage to the trailer. I sent an email to the company with some pictures about what happened. Of course, the guy got all angry and he came over and started beaking off, like, oh, it's not your trailer, you shouldn't worry about it. Well, I got a pretty good working relationship actually with the company he's pulling for. And I'd like to keep it that way. So I hope one of their guys, if they saw something happen to one of our trailers, that they would also, you know, let us know. So yeah, so we checked in, which is basically us just going over to the receiving department, giving them the paperwork, letting them know we're here. When they're ready for us, they're gonna come out and get us. There's already 2 or 3 trucks that were here ahead of us. So I have a feeling we're gonna be here for quite a while, but it is what it is. It's part of trucking. So what we're gonna do right now is we're just gonna go through, we're gonna pull the chains off, and we're gonna loosen off the straps. And once we pull inside and we open our curtains, then we'll actually throw the straps over and roll them up. So that's it. We're ready to be unloaded. Okay, so a fella just came over and told us that we can move over to Bay 3, right over there. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's get into bay 3, and then we'll pull all those straps off, roll them up, and we already have the next load, but that will be a surprise for the next episode. For this episode, that's going to be it for me. Thanks for coming along on this trip. I had a lot of fun, but I gotta say I'm looking forward to getting back to my very cozy office environment back at SCS Software in Prague. I think I could come back to trucking one day, maybe, but not as long as there's a spot for me at SCS. Like I said, I put my time in with the truck driving, 14 years, and this is enough, I think. You know, it'd be different if it was like maybe the good old days, the way it used to be with, you know, paper logs and classic trucks and that mutual respect that drivers had for each other. And now that some of that is gone, the romance for it has gone away from me. I still think it could be a good career, a decent career for someone with the right, you know, knowing what you're getting into. If you know the lifestyle you're getting into it, it could be a good career still. For me, I think I've had enough. But we're gonna do one more trip. We're gonna try and have some fun with it. I think we will have some fun with it. I mean, I can't complain. I'm driving a fancy Peterbilt glider kit here. Doesn't get much better than that. So yeah, thank you for joining me. I'm gonna throw the dash cam or the action cam onto the dash here, and you guys can come along with me on the ride back to Whitby. But I'll say goodbye now. So again, thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode of SCS on the Road.